As you can see, the flowers are coming along really well, and I watered them this morning, waiting for these guys to turn up because we are going to do a bit of an extension, which will give us an outside area here and extend the flexibility of what we can use this place for. So we're currently sort of putting together a mud map of what's going to be happening here. No, there's no sort of hard fast plans. We're measuring it up and scribbling it down as we go. So that's the way they're used to building, and they do a reasonably good job. So I'll let them fill in the blanks, the technical side of it. But if I see something that's not to my liking or I need to be adjusted, then I'll step in and give some guidance. So there's a dog down there has got something to say about the matter. Bye-bye.
Cow.
Oh, good idea. Your cow means he's hungry. Cow is shorthand for food in Thailand. Cow is the basic unit of food. And so when you're referring to food, being hungry or wanting to eat, the word cow is used, the Thai word cow. So cow means hungry for rice, cow, rice. Where are we at? We leveled this area yesterday. They went through today and fine-tuned it. Then they've laid a bit of sand across the top of it. I haven't seen that done before, but obviously that's something, well, yeah, one of those things. You live and learn and you see different things every time, don't you? You notice that the mesh is laid out. No, guys, it's not on blocks. People get very paranoid. Oh, but it shouldn't be on the bottom. Well, it won't be. The concrete will get poured and they'll put a J-hook down through the actual concrete and they will lift that 2 inches up into the center of the mix. That's how it's done. My father was a professional in this industry of laying concrete on some very important structures, and that's how they did it. They reckoned that messing around with saddles and things like that, but they reckon it was playing with yourself. Just get on with it. You're a professional, you know how to do it. Use a J-hook. We see that we have some, what would you call it? Well, it's going to be a saddle for a column. So this is the way they've done that. They've got some steel work going down. They've poured cement in around it, and it's got a plate welded on top of the steel work. And we have 4 here, and we have 4 the other side. Why 4? Well, really it was just a case of matching what was on the house. Well, it started out that way. It did vary a little bit. Spacing's not quite exactly the same, but just the way it is. They will stand up out of on top of those saddles, and we're waiting on the cement to come. Concrete, sorry guys, the truck with the concrete mix in it. But for the moment, while the guys are waiting for that, they're over there on that next little farmlet. There's a little shack there, and they're sitting there eating their meal. If the truck turns up in the meantime, they will down the food and they'll be straight over to get the pour in. But for the moment, that's where we're at. So why am I doing this? Because the mystery project building still honestly undecided on its final fate as to what it's going to get used for. but it seemed incomplete, and so we're going to put an area here, some uprights, some steelwork framework across the top, and we will have probably some heavy green shade cloth mesh on top of that, so you'll be able to see that as a continuation of this video. Okay, that's going to finish up to the edge there with the new concrete, so that'll all be consistent. And we did have a problem with this shower block which had no gutters on, and the problem was that because there was no gutters, the fall is the direction we're looking now. The water off the roof, surprisingly, it was quite a large amount, and it dug a channel here at the edge of the concrete. It did undermine it a bit, and we did end up with a crack. Well, not much we can do about that, but we're extending the concrete out 1/2 metre, and any rain off of that, whether we put a gutter on or not, undecided as to whether we'll do that or not. But we're going to carry the concrete out beyond where the drip line is, and so when the concrete's cured, any rain will hit the concrete. There won't be any sort of undercutting of the pad or anything anymore. All of the topsoil and everything that was taken out of there, where the new area is, where the new concrete's going to be, was handy because we're able to use that here to extend out the level ground around this shower block. We had originally, the ground did settle, we had quite a bit of rain, and it washed quite a bit of it sort of down to a low level, so all of that extra soil, we didn't have to try and find somewhere to put it, we had somewhere, and so that's all gone in here, and that's great. So that sort of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We will put more in later along here, and work in progress. So here are 4 more of the columns, 4 columns either side of the structure, and then cross beams. It's about 4.3 meters wide. Because there's not going to be any heavy roof structure on top of it, it's going to be shade cloth, there won't be any intermediate beams. The spans, you see them sitting on the ground, just they will get buttered up because they're not quite the width of this, I don't think. I may be wrong. I'm not sure what length they are, whether they're 4 or 6 meters. I think they're 4. Find out anyway. That's no great drama. That's where we're at for the moment, waiting for the concrete truck to arrive. As you can probably see down there, my car, the Toyota Vigo Hilux, is sitting outside because a incomplete thing that's been annoying us for a while is that the driveway comes down to the front gate, to the front wall, and we have the rail which is on a foundation and reinforced, sitting there for the gate to travel on. But the bit between the road and that concrete formwork has been dirt, and it's been a nuisance. It gets muddy, mucky, puddles, and the dirt gets carried up onto the driveway every time you cross it, so that's finally going to get some attention. The cement trucks or concrete trucks coming, a portion of that is going to go into here and finally make this apron complete. Not only that, we did have Mem's coffee plant that she was so attached to, but it started looking sad, and it had been enclosed by concrete here. Finally, she said, okay, let's take it out and put it somewhere else, see if it'll live. Of course, that left us with this hole in the concrete area, so again, another area that some of the concrete that's coming in there is going to go into there and tidy that up, so that'll be another job done. So there's always something happening, and there's always jobs that have incomplete parts to them. Pretty much so many things are a work in progress, and you get used to that. So with fresh concrete coming here, there won't be any vehicles driving across it for a period of time until it's firmed up enough that it's set. So that'll be a day or a day and a bit. Some people would say it should be 2 or 3 days. Well, probably a day and a bit will be ample from what I've seen the actual set rates here in Thailand and the mixes they use, so we'll get that done too. Oh, here's a bit of a blob. So we've broken this concrete here with the weight of his truck going in. I think they should have stayed out on the road. But that's been done. That broken concrete will have to come out, and some of this pour will have to go in to replace it. Of course, it's made a bit of a dog's dinner of the steel reinforcement. That'll have to be straightened before concrete can go on top of that when the truck moves out. So they're going to have to do the back part of the pour. Then they're going to have to wait until they get this mess sorted out before they can go further. So, all going to plan? Well, hiccup. Life's full of hiccups. So we'll do what we do. So. He is a very wet mix, and a lot of people have got opinions on that, but it is what it is. So the bucket brigade moving the cement here around the corner, and with all hands kicking in, it doesn't take long. An extra wet sort of batch probably will penetrate the ground better anyway and go under the undercut too, so it is what it is. Very much wetter than what I'm used to. Not long later, that's been filled. I've asked them to make sure they don't overlap the cover on that septic tank, just in case. They said, oh, but it's got a plastic access port. That's all well and good until something major happens and you actually have to lift the lid. Even if you have to smash the lid, that's fine, you can buy a new lid. But with concrete over the top, it just makes it so much harder. So they've done what I asked, and they've cleared the cement from the top of it. And so now we've started with the pour, the main pour. This is going to go in two halves because they've got an issue to sort out with the mesh. Retrieve the mixing bowl. We do have reinforcement along that edge there because I said that I probably want a half-height block wall there. So they dug a trench and they put in the reinforcement. Rather than do it as a separate form, they're going to do it as part of the main pour, which is fine. It's not really going to be that load bearing. It's only going to have 5 courses of the thin local 5-6 bar blocks in, resting on top of it, so that's all good. Many hands make light work, which is always good on a concrete pour. You don't have a lot of time to mess around. And the pour is progressing. Getting closer to the road. So we've hacked out all of the previous concrete to the last crack line, fault line, so there shouldn't be any issues. We'll put new concrete in there and hopefully that will be all good. But for the moment we're waiting for the second concrete truck to arrive to complete this area. The guys are actually down at the house now because when the concrete comes we're going to pour that extensional apron from the driveway down to the road and the area where that coffee bush was, and fill that all in, and then they'll move on to here and obviously lay according to the volume they've got left in the truck. So we're just waiting for that second truck now. It's been a little while, so it shouldn't be too much longer before that arrives. Somebody wants to get past. If I get too much sky in the shot, then it becomes a bit underexposed for what we're doing here in the shadows. So I'll keep the viewpoint down a bit. Bring out a bit of spillage on the road there to keep everybody happy. And his feet, of course. And the pour's happening.
Vâng, khói nào mới vừa phụ nè. Có nhìn dâm đấy giờ này phạt thì
So the car's parked outside. Next morning, the cement's firmed up. It's firm enough last night for Mim's motorbike to go on there. Just firm enough. You can see a little trace there, but that's fine. The inevitable dog prints, always get those. There's no way to avoid them. The dogs have got no concept of wet concrete, not to walk on it. But that's firming up now. And the guys are back. Probably doing a little bit of a tune-up. I haven't been down to speak with them yet, so this will be the first time I've seen them today. The water's going down in both dams. Harvesting is happening around us. They harvested over those fields yesterday, and now they're down at the corner of our block, the property beyond ours. Down there, there's actually a machine working in that paddock straight ahead. Now Mem's down there talking to the man now, see if we can arrange to get ours taken off. And as you can see, the guys are back here. And it's plenty hard enough for them to walk and work on now. So they're looking to erect the columns, they're getting them organised. And we'll see how things progress. You've got the welder out, you've got the cutter sitting there, they're just getting all of their cables organised so they've got power. The man's picked up a packet of rods down there, so he's getting there. They've got the scaffold here, so as you can see, they've actually already got one column standing there, and there's 3 more on this side and 4 on the other side. Well, the man dealing with the one on that side there, so we've got the 2 front ones up. 6 more to go. Quite quickly the upper elements went on, and it wasn't long before we were putting on the shade cloth, which was all good because the machines arrived and the harvest has started already on our farm, so our attention is needed elsewhere at this point in time. So the guys finished up, and within an hour of them having finished, we actually had the first batch of rice out of the harvester and laid out on some mesh on this concrete floor. You'll see that in the next video, which is just coming up right now. So don't forget to subscribe, please give us a like, and keep on watching. The next video is here now.